Okay, so tonight's topic is about compassion. Of course, there are many ways to talk about this. So tonight I'd like to focus on one aspect of it, which is the suffering part. The reason for this is in the traditional text, scriptures, compassion is particularly defined in Buddhism. It's differentiated from, say, loving kindness. While these two are inseparable, really, they must be cultivated together to complement one another. So loving kindness or friendliness has the aspect of bringing happiness to others, wishing others well. Right? Compassion has the function, this dimension of alleviating the suffering of people. So you can't really just have one, right? You have to remove the obstacles, right? And then you have to complement that with bringing positive, good wishes to others. So removing suffering lies at the core of compassion. How do we do that? Well, we do that by first facing suffering. So you don't say, I'm going to remove my suffering by, ignoring it or just throwing it away. Removing, being free from suffering always begins with facing suffering. And the genius of Buddhism, the Dharma, one of the greatest gifts is cultivating the ability to actually face suffering, to be able to hold it, to be able to be present to it. And this precious ability must be embodied. So it's not a cerebral thing. And doing it, being in tune with the body, relaxing the body, we will be able to excavate or uncover or expose how suffering is, in whatever shape and form it comes through, actually lodged in with the body. It's intimately connected with the body. The body presents us with a cue, an indicator to our heart. But most people are not in tune with the body. Right? They live in the head, top-heavy. They actually don't know how they feel physiologically, let alone emotionally. So the way to access, to cultivate compassion is through embodiment. And the way to cultivate embodiment is to develop a sensitivity and intimacy with how you actually feel. Two parts, physiologically and emotionally, psychologically, your mental state. So now we're talking about feeling. So we begin with relaxing the body. As the mind becomes quieted through bodily relaxation, the mind will become open to what is actually there. So we cultivate the ability, ultimately, the body relaxation is just a technique. We cultivate the ability to understand, to be present to the ever-shifting undercurrent tone of how you feel, the interior state in this moment. Most people are not in tune with this. To put it in very simple terms, we're not really talking about emotions yet. We're actually talking about something a little more subtle. This undercurrent tone. What is it? Mood, your attitude. Like, how do you actually feel now? Whether we're aware or not, you always have a feeling of how you're feeling. You're just not aware of it. Okay? According to the Yogacara teaching, the consciousness-only school, there's always a mental factor present. There's not a single moment in which there are no mental factors in waking or sleeping state. It's just a matter of your ability to expose, to be able to be present to it. Then we can talk about working with it. Right? So beginning with ourselves. How do you actually feel in this moment? Coming out of meditation, maybe pleasant, clear. The slight trace of sense of joy, lightness. Right? Or in the traditional lingo in Buddhism, this contentment they speak about in terms of the lack of grasping, rejecting. Right? These are positive, wholesome mental states. Indian Buddhism or traditional Buddhism typically frame things in negative form, right? Don't do this, don't do that. Without this, without that. No grasping, no rejecting. So, but if we really understand this and cultivate this, we can put it in our own words. What is it actually talking about? The way I say it is just contentment, content, needing nothing from the outside. It's all right just to be here. Not making a big deal, a thing out of anything. Yet you're clear, you're not oblivious. So understanding how you actually feel in the present is a key, and this needs to be cultivated. The more in tune you are in daily life, the more sensitized you are with yourself, that is, the different shifts in tones, in your mood, your attitude. You will understand how it is these subtle mental factors that's actually shaping your perception of things. Someone could be scolding you if you are all right, at ease, relaxed. And the scolding, you're not making a thing out of it. This person is having maybe a not so good day. If your mood is, you're already agitated and you're not aware of it, every little thing, even a glance, unintentional look from someone that can make you angry. Right? So what is it that's shaping our perception, unwholesome perception? That is perception that's colored by vexations, colored by unwholesome mental factors, which inevitably leads to suffering. So vexations and suffering intimately connected. So if you want to deal with suffering, you have to look deep, deep into your heart. You have to examine that which is present, the underlying tone, the potential agitations. Does that make sense? So cultivating compassion. A lot of people talk about, we gotta be present to ourselves. We gotta maybe some strategies, some particular methods. What I'm talking about is the basis or the foundation to any method that any tradition within Buddhism teaches, and that is come to your heart, your mind. Mind, heart in Buddhism it's in this context is synonymous, right? And there's no bifurcation between, the Cartesian notion of, mind versus the heart. This is a contemporary construct. Buddhism doesn't really recognize something like this, like a very coarse division, right? Buddhism talks about mental factors, moment to moment, right? What is actually present, right? And Buddhism doesn't even divorce that from the body, right? It's intimately integrated, right? And that's beside the point. So coming to our heart, we have to be exposed to what is present, and what is present, you have to come at it through embodiment. You have to relax into it, right? Relax into it physically, then you'll be able to be in tune with what's actually happening present, how you actually feel, because it is this that's mediating whatever you're perceiving. Right? The difficulties. Remember, compassion deals with suffering. Suffering intimately connected with causes of suffering. What are the causes of suffering? Vexations, afflictions, right? Klesha. So, the way to do it, here's one way to do it, is to learn to face yourself, the struggles, maybe anxiety, fear, self-loathing, confusion. All of these, what one may experience in our current time situation. In your meditation, you relax. Progressive relaxation. And you permit yourself, you allow yourself, give yourself permission in that relaxed, receptive, open state, pleasant state. Permit yourself to bring into your field of awareness that which you are afraid of. What is it? Like, for example, the COVID-19 pandemic is giving rise to a lot of ruminations, a lot of anxiety, confusion, fear, sense of loss, feeling of isolation. And all of these are particularly yours. If someone else can see this isolation, that's great. Good opportunity to do solitary retreat. So when something triggers something inside you, it's completely you. So some people facing the same situation may not have a problem with isolation, right? But other people may have. So whatever it is, you look at it, you feel it, you allow it to be completely open. You allow yourself to be completely vulnerable. But the key is in your space of awareness. Right? You don't put it front and center like this, face your fear. You may just run the other way, right? Or the stress hormones just flush through the body, you're completely tense. You allow it to be in a corner of your mind, as close and near as however way you want it to be. The key is you allow it to be present. So you're sitting, open, spacious, after you calmed yourself, settled, rooted to earth. You bring forth, not ruminate, you bring forth this fear, sense of isolation, examination. You don't think about it. Whatever image that may arise, that come to you, fine. Don't follow it. Meaning, don't generate second thought, third thought. It's just, then it becomes a whole storyline. Right? You don't do that. Nor should you reject it. The image comes, you're just open in this field. The analogy I often give is, it's like the spaciousness of this room. All the furniture in this room. The furniture doesn't define the space. Even the space is full of clutter. The nature of the space is still openness, vast reception. Whether the room is cluttered or spick and span clean, devoid of any object, the nature of the space is already open, not affected. And that is your true nature. So this is something that you already have. That is your Buddha nature. Okay? Of course, this is just a concept. Right? But the point here is, through this analogy, you allow it to be. If there's furniture, fear, being isolated or feeling isolated, feeling unwanted, denied, whatever feeling you have, confused, you allow it to be present in a corner of your mind. It's a room. Just allow it to be here. And then you can bring a little closer. See if it generates vexations, tension. See if you start to have different physiological sensations when you bring it closer. If it does, put it back in the corner. In other words, you're in control. If you feel it's getting a little too much, right? There may be a memory, it may be an image, right? Allow it to just be. So that becomes an object of contemplation. If you use your head to ruminate, think about it, then that's not meditation. Right? Just allow it to be present. Until you can slowly, gradually face it completely up front. Despite the fact that you may be afraid to face something like this, to face that part of you. But the gift of the Buddha Dharma, of your true nature, that spaciousness, you will discover your resilience. You will discover it's all good. It doesn't break you. Now, if you reify it into a thing, replete with a narrative that comes along with whatever you're afraid of, whatever you're feeling, then it will break you. You'll be shattered. You'll be crippled. As long as you keep it open, keep it vulnerable, allow it to flow through. If it brings tears, allow it to go through. Don't grasp, don't reject. Content, open. Then you discover the power of your true nature, which is freedom. Freedom. That, to yourself, is how to cultivate this ability to be present to suffering, to completely feel it, face it, embrace it, allow it to flow through you. Then you'll be free from it. The more you cultivate, the more it just becomes like a furniture in the room. It may never go away, but you know it's there. It doesn't really affect you. In fact, you can utilize it, this furniture, in time. Right? Because of your particular history, experience, intimacy with your past, this event, right, or something, you will be more in tune with others. So this first half, I've been talking about cultivating compassion for oneself. Next, other people. If you have no idea how you actually feel, you will not be able to be present to other people. Right? Most likely, you'll probably just default back to some ruminations, some ideas, try to project on other people, so you don't really hear, you don't really see, you definitely don't feel how they're feeling. When you go through this in yourself, you will not only discover the resilience that you have, and this resilience will turn to a very grounded, embodied strength, courage. And that is the gift. Fearlessness. And you bring this to be present to the world. And you begin with someone close to you. Knowing yourself, knowing others, you will be able to, because you have already experienced this, you will know when to advance, when to retreat, when to be quiet, when to say something, how to help. How much is too much help? Do they actually need it? A lot of people, in the name of compassion, they try to convert people, giving them a whole bunch of Buddha Dharma from books, telling them what to do. Right? That's not Buddha Dharma. Right? That's not compassion. Or they say, I'm doing it for you. I'm doing this so you can benefit. You're just projecting your own wishes on other people, something that you can't do, maybe. So you have to begin with the self. Right? Being present, be able to courageously face suffering, your own inadequacy, with humility, your own vexations, which causes all the anguish, problem in your life. To face that. And when you see the world, you will have possibly an inkling of how other people are feeling. And based on your skills, your karmic affinity, resourcefulness, your experience, you do what you can. Right? Without that foundation, you probably say the wrong things, do the wrong endeavor, trying to be nice but piss off other people, unintentionally. Now, even with intention, because everyone brings their own baggage, brings their own past, their own things into any relationship. So even if you are at ease, you're able to face suffering and so on within yourself, you still may piss off people because they bring their own projections on you, expectations, let alone you don't even know yourself. So that's even worse. So this is what I have to say about compassion. So summarize. Compassion, loving kindness work in tandem. They complement each other. But while loving kindness brings happiness and joy to others, compassion really deals with this core issue of suffering. And this suffering begins with oneself, facing the causes of suffering, which means you have to be aware of the undercurrent tone of that which is shaping your perception, shaping all of your ideas and notions, thoughts and feelings. Right? The culprit. And to do that, embodiment. Relax into it. Open, spacious. Tap into this embodied presence. And experience the subtle shifts. And be able to, from distance, slowly bring it closer, closer, closer until you can actually face it. You can allow it to be. That's compassion too, for yourself. Right? You don't say, I have a negative past history, I want to get rid of it. No, it's a part of you. All of your vexations, they are your path. They are your resources for compassion, for wisdom. It's not that you get rid of that so you get something else. It's not like that. So all of these things, except all the furniture of the mind. And through this practice, beginning with yourself, you'll be able to face others' difficulties, sympathize, empathize, connect, present to others. Perhaps at another occasion, I will talk about this relating to others, being present to others in more detail, but not tonight. Right. Last Monday, I spoke a little bit about it, right? In relating to circumstances. We have to recognize the causes and conditions. So we have to see, we have to be present to others. Sometimes you need to adapt. Sometimes you need to wait. You need to be quiet. Sometimes you need to create and proactively engage. So all of these ways, right, is founded on that foundation. So this is what I have to say. And now I'll take some questions. So let's keep it only questions pertaining to cultivating compassion. Okay, seem to be no questions. If there are no questions, then we end this evening.